Okay. I am here at West Edmonton Mall, consumer capital of Alberta, to try and get a better and in-depth understanding of consumerism and the mindset around it.
There is fire on the mountain.
So, what is fast fashion? I just wanted to ask your personal definition of fast fashion.
Yeah, I would say fast fashion is like anything that would be like one or really low amount of uses.
Fast fashion like really sucks because it's just like the culture around it is like so overconsumption.
I'm going to be so for real. I didn't know what fast fashion was probably until last year, which kind of goes to show you how little the awareness about it goes.
I think that fast fashion is a type of consumerism that has been created by our type of society where a new thing is the best thing. So the companies are trying to stick to that basis and create as much as they can for as cheap as they can.
Like anything that you like would either fall apart after a couple of uses or stuff that's just like obviously made to not last.
Fast fashion to me is a lot of like low longevity, like something where you'd buy it and then you know after a couple months you're gonna have to throw it out again.
So, fast fashion. A special type of overconsumption that can be defined by a company's business model, which focuses primarily on rapid production of garments which are sold at very low prices. Fast fashion is a mindset, a psychology that companies hack through influencing mass shopping halls and bulk buying. Yes, we all know about Shein and Temu, but this type of overconsumption doesn't strictly exist online. We can find companies that fit the fast fashion criteria everywhere.
I don't usually buy like a super ton of fast fashion, but it's almost every store that is.
From H&M to Zara, Forever 21 to Gap, Old Navy, Nike, Uniqlo, Levi's, Adidas, Lululemon, Puma, Champion, and even so-called luxury brands, you name it. You can argue that some of these brands are working to be sustainable, but their initiatives and efforts are often chalked down to what is called greenwashing, defined as superficial marketing that is used to distract consumers from the environmental harm that the company is still causing. Let's take, for example, H&M's Conscious collection, which was marketed as eco-friendly, but still only accounted for a small amount of sustainable clothing on the rack besides the thousands of cheap fast fashion items. The problem with this logic is that the true core model of these companies still relies heavily on influencing overconsumption, rapid production, and questionable ethics. The question we should be asking ourselves is, are they changing values and systems, or are they just changing their marketing? But why is it that bad anyways? According to the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, fast fashion is responsible for 8 to 10% of global carbon emissions and is the second largest consumer of water. The fast fashion industry uses 2.5% of the world's farmland, or 375,000 square kilometers, for cotton alone. That is an area larger than the country of Germany. Moreover, polyester and synthetic materials of that type use an estimated 342 million barrels of oil per year. A Waterloo study concluded that of the 500 million kilograms of textiles Canadians dispose of each year, 85% end up in landfills. This is incredibly difficult to visualize because the amount disposed is as heavy as 40 Eiffel Towers. And what's even worse is that the average Canadian is estimated to discard 81 pounds of clothing a year. So, where do these clothes end up? Many developed countries export used clothing to developing countries. According to Greenpeace, overproduction and overconsumption have resulted in inadequate disposal solutions, prompting global north countries to dump their fashion waste in the global south, among them in Africa under the guise of charitable donations. So there is an obvious impact from the textile industry to the many facets of the environment and climate change. It may seem daunting and horrible and disheartening to see these analytics, but I'm not sharing these to discourage. I'm sharing these ideas in hopes to de-influence you out of consumerism and overconsumption. We must also realize that it is our society that plays a massive role in mass pollution. It's the out of sight, out of mind mindset and concept. The failure to see the bigger picture, the weapon of a fashion trend, a knife that lies in the hands of the influence of the next big thing. The question I ask myself is this: do we need to be buying 60% more clothing than we used to 20 years ago? Do you need the pastel Trader Joe's bag, the Brad shirt, the Stanley, a Labubu, the bubble skirt, or anything that TikTok or any other social media influences you to buy? Buy less. Please just buy less.
I see it as more of a trend. So I see a lot of it online, like TikTok and social media has really pushed a lot of these just different brands. It's a lot of brand name now. Pretty much, yeah. It's a huge branding thing.
So what am I doing to address this problem? Throughout this project, Bag It Out, I've taken a close look at my values and pledged to not buy any new clothing for a year. This brought me to the idea of circular fashion, a way to reuse old clothing and upcycle it into something new without supporting the supply chain that feeds into these fast fashion companies. The main piece of my capstone is the Bag It Out fundraiser. Using secondhand textiles found at various thrift stores throughout Kamloops, I've been relentlessly sewing bags and keeping the scraps for stuffing. I've spent hours creating durable pieces out of quality materials that will last. Now, let's see if I fit into the fast fashion criteria. Are my products low quality? No. I intentionally sourced very durable textiles and gave my bags a lining inside to ensure that they last for a very long time. And do I mass produce them? No. Unfortunately, producing even a small amount of these bags has taken me months to complete. This is the truth. And finally, my environmental footprint. I'm not creating new textiles, so I have no need to use gallons and gallons of oil or to use many, many liters of water. So no, my environmental footprint does not equate to that of a fast fashion brand. So why am I doing this? Why am I making these bags and why am I selling them? Well, the funds raised from this project will be going towards a non-profit organization located right here in Canada called Fashion Takes Action. Proceeds will go towards educational programs created by this organization, which are catered to raising awareness about fast fashion and the need for sustainability. These programs have fostered critical thinking in students all across Canada, creating a new wave of more sustainable and responsible consumers, which is what I'm trying to do right now. Please come and see me at my table to support the cause and to help fund a future filled with hopeful solutions and educated citizens. If I can leave you with one thought, it's this. Think about your spending habits and how you are as a consumer in general. I, for one, am not perfect. I used to buy from fast fashion companies as well. But now I realize that what we need in terms of clothing already exists on Earth, in surplus. Go thrifting, buy secondhand, get hand-me-downs, and avoid purchasing pieces from these large companies. While it may not seem like it, individual action can create massive waves. And individual action can turn into group action, which can create movement towards better practices. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my capstone, and I will see you at my table.
Should you love